Dear students, dear parents, dear professors, teachers and colleagues, we're all very happy to welcome you to this EDHEC Celebration for 2024, whether you're here in person or remotely for those who are unable to attend today, but who are present with us via streaming. We're delighted to welcome back the students of the class of 2024 from the Global Business Management courses in Lille and Nice and the BBA Online, their parents, their professors and the administrative teams. Nous avons le plaisir d'accueillir
Global Business EDHEC Online BBA and their parents, their professors, all teachers and the members of staff who accompanied them during the 4 years of their studies. Nous sommes ensemble.
We're together for a ceremony that will last about 2 hours. The ceremony will be in French, but headphones are available for those who wish to follow it in English. Pour ceux qui ont besoin de suivre en français,
available. Afin de faciliter la compréhension.
To make this event easier to understand for deaf and hard of hearing, we're pleased to announce that we have a sign language interpreter with us. I'd also like to reassure those of you who are worried that you won't be able to get any souvenir photos of the ceremony. Professional photographers, who you will have seen, are covering the entire event, and we will, of course, give you access to all of their shots and photos of this ceremony. We therefore ask you not to move around during the ceremony. Without further ado, I'd now like to ask my colleagues to join me on stage for the Global Business Programme, Alexandra Saunders, who is Director of the programme, and for Business Management, I'd like to call upon the two directors, Bernard Curzi for the Nice campus and Jean-Christophe Meffredi for the Lille campus.
Welcome to all of the students from the Global Business track, as well as their accompanying family and friends.
A warm welcome to the family of students from the EDHEC International BBA 2024. A warm welcome to their parents. A warm welcome to all of the education community who is present here today. And I would also like to wish a warm welcome to all of those who followed their program on the site in Nice. As you said, Alicia, it's indeed a great pleasure to be here together at this ceremony, celebrating together the end of the studies for all of our students in the class of 2024. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank once again all of their parents who are here today as well. Thank you for placing your trust in us during the 4 years of your children's studies. Now, as I just mentioned, I'm going to ask all of our students, dear students, if you're here today, even if we're sure that you've already done so, we'd like to give you this opportunity to thank your parents once again for having supported you, accompanied you, helped you with your choices, even sponsored you, and therefore contributed to the success of your time here at EDHEC. So let's stand up, let's turn towards our parents, your parents, and give them the applause they deserve. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Bernard, Jean-Christophe, Alexandra, I'll leave you to go back to your seats. And I now have the pleasure of inviting our Managing Director, Emmanuel Mété, if you'd like to take the stage. Everybody okay? Now, I'm hesitating a little bit. I don't know whether I should start by wishing a warm welcome to our students. Dear students, dear professors, dear colleagues, dear EDHEC staff members, dear Capucine, dear parents, dear families, dear friends, Frédéric, who knows who he is, dear students, it's a real delight to see you here for this graduation ceremony on our fantastic campus here in Lille with the sunshine. Now, I'm going to start by congratulating all of you. I would like to congratulate the students. I would like to congratulate the parents, because as a father, I had the weakness of thinking that the success of my children was down to me a little bit. So I'd like to thank all of you for being here. I know that some of you have had to travel a long way to be here, and there are some people who are watching online. So to all of you, a very warm welcome, and thank you once again for being here with us today. Now, obviously, the graduation ceremony is an important time. It's a time where we have a generation that hands over to another, passes on that baton. And I'm going to talk about a little bit of history and the future. Now, the history is the history of EDHEC, which started here in Lille in 1906. At the time, it was a non-for-profit organization, and it's something that we still are. And I think that in this day and age, that's very important. We were created because of Catholic industrialists in the north of France, and we've evolved since then. We now have 10,000 students coming from more than 100 countries, 650 staff members, 150 professors, 5 campuses in Lille, Nice, Paris, London, and also Singapore. And we have 60,000 alumni. So that's the past, the present, and it's what we're leaving today, it's what you're leaving today, and it's what you're going to have to continue to develop. Now, I'd also like to talk to you about the future. Now, it's less fun, maybe, because I must admit that the world that is opening up to you today, to us today, that you are going to have to build, the world in which you're going to live, the world in which you're going to work, is a source of a lot of concern, a lot of worry. And the business world, the world of companies and business schools as well, are going to have to transform what they do deep down, faced with all of these concerns, issues and changes. The Nobel Prize for Economic Science in 2013 was given to Milton Friedman, an economist, who said the only aim of a company is to make profit, and the rest will come naturally. Now, we know that since then, nothing really comes so naturally. The aim of business is to make money, yes, but if you look at the Nobel Prize for Economic Science, now it's Esther Duflo who worked on poverty, it's Claudia Goldin who worked on differences between men and women on the labor market. And so, yes, business is there to make money, but it's also, and more this is going to be asked of business, business has got to be there to solve problems of society. We know that the climate is changing, there's no doubt about that, but do you know which industry in the world is the most highly subsidized? Well, it's fossil fuels. We're talking about social justice. I know that your generation is very much involved in this. Now, do you know which countries in which we find the most millionaires? The United States, China, France. Yes, we have millionaires too, and that's great. It's great to have millionaires. We need millionaires, and I'm sure that a lot of you are going to become millionaires as well. And don't forget that EDHEC has a foundation when you do become millionaires. But above all, remember that 2/3 of the human population lives with under $10 a day. Think about what you're wearing that is worth under $10. I'm sure you can't find anything. Geopolitics today, geopolitics. When I was your age, we all thought that the world was going to be globalized, that we'd all end up with a planet that was a little bit like a global village. And it's not exactly what's happening today. The world is becoming more fragmented. The world is at war. And I think that we've got to think today, we're celebrating something here, but we've got to think about people who are suffering. We think that we have found, we thought we'd found this recipe for eternal peace in Europe, but look at what's happening in the east of Europe, the Middle East, other regions of the world. Think of last year, 120 million refugees moved around the world. That's the population of Japan, the equivalent of the population of Japan. I won't talk about intelligence, artificial intelligence. You know that all of that is having an impact on our lives, our industries, our businesses, our schools. But it's that world that you are going to have to build together. So making profit is super. We need it. But the aim of businesses today and in the future is to change the world. And it's that world that you are going to be having your life and you're going to be working. So what about EDHEC in all of this? Well, EDHEC is committed very strongly with regards to all of these major issues and major challenges. We're currently launching a new strategic plan with 300 million euros invested so that we can make sure that business will serve the common good. We're going to be investing in net positive companies, in climate financing and other programs so that we can be sure that our graduates are ready to transform the world. And we are going to invest so that we can have a positive impact on the world and make sure that our graduates have a positive impact on the world too. You're leaving a school, I think, which is in a good condition at the moment. I think you know that we had 16 students from the high-level sports bachelor who participated in the Olympic Games this summer. 2 of them came back with a gold medal. So performance, excellence. We also have alumni who are being given jobs of responsibility, who've got great careers, who are going to change the world. Take inspiration. You'll have Capucine talking to you in a couple of minutes. So look at Julie Chapon with Yuka, who's changing the world in the US now, in the way in which we eat and produce our food. You may be seeing that the new CEO of Nestlé, Laurent Frex, came from EDHEC. The Minister of the Budget in France is an old EDHEC graduate. I could give you the long list, but you're going to be heading in this direction now, and I would ask you to aim high and have an impact. I was talking about medals. I'm going to mention 1 or 2 rankings. The ranking of the Financial Times, the best business school in Europe. We're 7th in Europe, EDHEC. That's our best position that we've ever had. That's our success as a whole together. And then our Grande École programs, 4th in the world, Financial Times a couple of weeks ago, 2nd in France. And then the bachelor's program in general, 2nd in France, sometimes 1st. So we're going to try and improve in that ranking. And it's a program for which we're going to invest very highly. We're going to continue to evolve. We've got partnerships amongst the best in the world, the global BBA with UCLA. We've just signed an agreement for a partnership with the University of Michigan. We're going to be developing a bachelor's with King's College in London. So we're going to continue to push this program forward, and I'm counting on you because you're going to be able to help us. Thank you very much. To conclude, I would like to congratulate you again, wish you the best of luck, and I'm going to leave you with a quotation that I would suggest you meditate a little bit. It's a philosopher, Arthur Schopenhauer, who said, you have no chance, so seize it. And I think it's the frame of mind that you have got to have, because you're going to be leaving here with a wonderful diploma. You've had one of the best educations in the world with your school, your professors, your parents, but now you've got to get yourself in a mindset of conquering the world. It's got to be transformed. So don't forget to make an impact. That's our logo, and that's what you've got to take with you. I'm counting on you. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day, everyone. Dear students, as I said at the opening of this ceremony, it's a great pleasure to see so many of you here today for this EDHEC Celebration 2024. Whether you're joining us from the Nice or Lille campuses or Singapore, welcome, because this is your ceremony, first and foremost. We hope that everything is going well for you today, whether you're in the midst of a new course of study or have chosen to start your professional life. We know that you will want to excel in each and every one of your actions. Today's the 5th of October, which is Denis Diderot's birthday. And when I read his biography, I immediately thought that certain traits of this illustrious thinker could also help you and characterize you, because Diderot, that untiring spirit, who was always striving for knowledge and perfection, makes me think of all of you, your constant efforts and your determination to give your best. Admittedly, there may have been times when the approach of deadlines made the work more difficult, more intense, and that a number of trade-offs have been made in the light of your priorities. But like Diderot, we're convinced that you've always strived for excellence. And this can be seen in your achievements and the projects that you are leading today. But the 5th of October is also the International Smile Day. Now, please don't take this to mean anything different from what I said earlier. It's simply a symbolic nod to the benevolence and joy that can be found in all our lives, and that have marked your time with us and the many moments we've shared. And so it's with great warmth and admiration and pride that Bertrand Curzi, Alexandre Saunders and I would like to wish you all the best of luck. We are so proud to have had you as our students, been able to watch you develop, grow and accomplish so much, and that's a huge source of satisfaction.
Thank you, Jean-Christophe. I'm going to add a few words in English to congratulate all of this year's International BBA students. Having only recently joined EDHEC, I was not here when you all began your journey with us. But I would still like to take a moment to ask you to reflect back on who you were all those years ago when you joined our school. Think of who you were then and look at who you have become today. You've seen the world, you've worked and studied in different countries, and you have lived and thrived in different cultures. Think of all the challenges you have successfully overcome and of the friendships and relationships you have built. You should be very proud of the success you have achieved and who you have become, and know that we are very, very proud of you today. This ceremony may symbolize the end of your bachelor studies, but it also marks a new beginning. You are all now starting new phases of your lives, whether in postgraduate studies or in the professional world. In addition to the many skills and competencies you have acquired throughout the 4 years, we hope that the school's values will have left a lasting impression on you and that you will carry them forward with you as you move on. The challenges that you will face in the future will require you to be bold, to be curious, to be innovative. You will need creativity, open-mindedness, and adaptability to thrive in tomorrow's world. At EDHEC, we encourage you to make a positive impact, to value diversity, and to strive for excellence. These are the values which we hope you will keep with you throughout your next endeavors. And with this in mind, Bernard Curzi is now going to share some advice and some wise words with you all.
Il me revient de clore le discours des directrices et
It falls upon me to close the speeches by the program directors, so I'll be speaking on behalf of all three of us to share some tips and some thoughts with you. Remember who you were when you joined us at the age of 17 or 18, and think about who you've become today, because you've come to the end of your course, but you're at the beginning of everything that's possible. Tomorrow you'll be using your talent, your energy, building on the skills you've acquired, the experience that has enriched you, and the values that we've shared with you as well. But don't stop there. Always continue to feed your thirst for knowledge and cultivate your curiosity. Maintain your ability to doubt, to question, to listen to differences, and to engage in dialogue. By enriching the capital of your mind in this way, you will sharpen your agility, an essential quality for adapting to tomorrow's world. It will be your strength and your difference, enabling you to have an impact on organizations, people, and ideas. Join us in passing on our knowledge so that you can give back what you've received and perhaps also give what you would have liked to have received. In this world that's opening up to you, you will only bring out the best in yourself if you're in tune with your own choices. Because at the end of the day, it's a simple question. Beyond all the considerations, what do you want to do? Because before all others, this question will condition your ability to answer the following questions. Those with regards to your commitment, your balance, the meaning, the purpose that you will give to your life. So live your own life with your own choices. And don't be afraid to chart your own course. Ella Fitzgerald said it best when she said, "Don't give up doing what you really want to do. Where there are dreams, love, and inspiration, you can never go wrong." It's always better and more stimulating to be able to build your own dreams than to build someone else's. So your credit, your motivation, your commitment won't waver, and you'll have the constant pride of contributing to the company and society's growth. Your interpersonal skills, even more than your abilities, will always make a difference. Remember this quote: "What lies behind us and what lies before us is nothing compared to what lies within us. What you've done and what you will do are less important than what and who you are." Now, at the same time, it's important not to neglect your family life, which is your safe haven, and to strike the right balance with your personal life and professional life, because, as you'll see, people are the key to everything. It's been a pleasure and an honor for the three of us to have accompanied you during your studies with the whole of the EDHEC BBA team. But for now, let's all savor this little moment in life with those who are there by your side. And we'd all like to say, I wish you all a long and happy life and a wonderful ceremony. It's now time for the EDHEC Student Engagement Awards. The EDHEC Student Engagement Awards celebrate graduates for the personal qualities that have led them to make an astounding contribution to the life of the school in areas that represent EDHEC's values, innovation, impact and engagement. Now, first of all, I'm going to ask Benoît Arnaud to join me, Director of EDHEC Programs, if he'd like to come and join us, so that he can present the trophies for the Student Engagement Awards. I would also like to ask Lydia Nicolet, Head of Student Life on the Nice campus, to join us.
So for the Student Engagement,
Donc, pour le filière,
Jade Baptiste to join me on stage. Jade's commitment and engagement were evident from when she first joined the program. She was an international ambassador throughout her studies, always ready to represent the school with pride. But more than that, Jade embodied the school's values, leaving a positive impact on the program and her fellow students. She contributed to the collaborative spirit and collective well-being of her fellow students as they completed their studies and internships around the globe. Jade.
Thank you. Thank you so much for awarding me this Student Engagement Award. I'm truly honored that you have chosen to award me. Good afternoon, students, graduates, professors, staff members. Today we celebrate not only individual achievement, but also a collective journey we all shared here at EDHEC. My journey at EDHEC comes to an end where it actually all started. It started off here in Lille during an open campus visit. It didn't start off in Nice. It actually, as I met, a global business student, she shared with me her story and experience, and I automatically connected and fell in love with the program. And it was clear from then that I wanted to join EDHEC and also make an impact. If I had to sum up my experience at EDHEC in one word, it would be adaptability. Adapting to new environments in Nice, Los Angeles, and Singapore, but also adapting to virtual settings. This award reflects the spirit of engagement that EDHEC fosters, and I'm very grateful to have played a part in it. I would like to give a special thanks to my friends and family for this unforgettable journey and also being the best support. And a special shout out to my ride or dies in this program, Victoria and Lilia. Today marks the end of one chapter and the beginning of so many, many more exciting ones. So cheers to the endless possibilities ahead of us. Thank you.
Pour le programme.
For the business management program in Nice, I'd like to call upon Galliane Del Vecchio and Ramia Gazelle. Now, Galliane, founder and president of the Bureau des Sports, very committed to student life in the campus of Nice. Very much invested not only in sport, he was also there to welcome all of the students coming to Nice. So, Galliane, it's over to you. Sport was my reason for believing when I lost my father at the age of 13. It was that glimmer of hope that enabled me to bounce back and rediscover pleasure in life. I owe a huge debt to sport, and in my own way, I've tried to repay it at EDHEC by creating the sports office in Nice. My sole aim was to please you, students from Nice and in Nice, by creating and sharing moments that unite us all. This year is a good time to talk about it. Our country hosted the Olympic Games, and I hope that the solidarity and unity that all of the French people experienced will remain etched in our memories. Like an Olympic interval, a BBA lasts 4 years, and I think we'll all agree that it felt like a sprint. 4 years, a compendium of emotions and unforgettable moments. If you remember back to September 2020, when we found ourselves in the big amphitheater in Nice with our masks, and above all the idea that all our ambitions to create projects were going to be destroyed. And it was then that I became convinced that we needed to rethink post-COVID student life. So thank you to the school for enabling us to carry out our projects, like the sports office. Thank you also to my family for their support, even during difficult times. And above all, thank you, my friends. I think you know who you are, with whom I've shared some incredible moments. And this is just the beginning of a fantastic adventure. By creating associations, I wanted to convey two things: commitment and fun. And EDHEC taught us that to have an impact, you need to be passionate. And on this very day, this special day, thanks to this Student Engagement Award, I've got the opportunity to pass a message on to you. Be vibrant. Be passionate about what you do. Have fun. Get involved in causes that are close to your heart. As was just said, we're the generation of possibilities, and EDHEC has given us all the tools we need to make it happen. For me, it's sport that helped me. For Ramya, it's education. For you, it could be art, cinema. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as it drives you, it's something that nothing and nobody can ever take away from you. So, thank you. Now, Ramya is a student who comes from the Equal Opportunities Program. It was a real battle and a fight to come to EDHEC and a fight to stay. But once she was here, she wanted to give back everything that she had given. She acted as a tutor. She helped all of the students from the Equal Opportunities Program, and she has become an inspiring example. So Ramya, it's over to you.
Bonjour à tous.
Hello, everyone. It's with immense gratitude that I received this commitment trophy today. Ever since I was a child, I've always grown with the knowledge that access to education was a privilege, a treasure, an opportunity. My parents were not fortunate enough to go on to higher education, but they always encouraged my brothers and myself to go to school, to be committed, to seize every opportunity, and to dream big. They passed on to us the belief that knowledge is power. And when I joined EDHEC in 2020, I knew that I'd made the right choice. A school that embodies the values that I hold dear, such as solidarity, diversity, and meritocracy. EDHEC gives a chance to all of those who want to have an impact on society. Via my hard work, I was able to have a grant that funded my studies, and so it was essential for me to commit to this program, Equal Opportunities, with Mrs. Giuconi and Mr. Cursi. These last years were wonderful for me because I was able to have a real impact by helping dozens of students from underprivileged areas through tutoring, workshops, eloquence workshops, or helping them with careers. But above all, I was a listening ear for young people thirsty for knowledge and in search of advice. Now, what struck me seeing these young people reveal themselves, gain in confidence, realize their dreams and potential that goes beyond the barriers that they set themselves in terms of their social background. Some of these students are now at EDHEC, and they thanked me for the impact that I had on their choice of career. For all of them, this program has enabled them to have better access to higher education, and for me, it really was a driver that helped me and enriched me. I'm very proud to have been able to colour all of the colours of EDHEC with my commitment and to have helped spread these values. Today, this diploma and this trophy are the reflection of years of hard work, discipline, and above all, perseverance. I dedicate these achievements to my family and in particular to my greatest inspirations, my parents. My father, my role model, who I lost, unfortunately, during my last year of BBA, but also my mother, the strongest and bravest woman I know, who pushed me and enabled me to dream big and to continue with this commitment. My parents sacrificed everything for me, and so this diploma is theirs as much as it's mine. And so I'd like to thank them and my friends who during this 4 years at EDHEC supported me. Thank you, and thank you this promotion of tomorrow.
J'appelle pour ma part, pour le parcours Business Management du campus.
For business management here in Lille, I'd like to call upon Isabelle Moria-Obregon and Hugo Sayard. The first trophy awarded to Isabella. Now, since joining our program, she has been extremely involved in our school and with her fellow students. From the very first year, she represented our students in the English track, to which she belonged. She's also been an ambassador for our program, a member of the BDE, a class representative at the General Assembly of the EDHEC Business School Association, and she's also an accomplished sportswoman. She was a member of our women's football team with numerous titles, a French Cup winner, university champion, so well done.
Tac. Oh, on est nombreux là, on est nombreux.
A lot of people here. Now, a few weeks ago, I was asked to write a speech on commitment. So I started listing everything I'd achieved at EDHEC, as you just heard. And at first, I was going to present this list to you, and that was that. But then I thought that it might be a bit boring and a bit egocentric. So I'd much rather dedicate this minute and a half to the people who taught me to love commitment and going that extra mile. These two people have travelled halfway around the world to be here today, so bravo. They are obviously my father and my mother, who are hidden somewhere amongst you. I know where they are, I can see them. Now, when I think of commitment, obviously I think of them, their dedication for their children, their friends, their patients, their customers. I think of my father's words, Isabella, you have to like to fail. You have to look for failure. Don't be afraid of failing because you have to start somewhere. I think of the commitment of my mother, who had to leave our country, Venezuela, to finance my arrival in France. You have to remember that it was two people who decided 17 years ago to enroll me in a French school in a Latin country to give me the best possible opportunities that my country couldn't offer me. Mama, Papa, I don't know if you realize it, but I'm speaking very, very good French right now, so thank you very much. I'm only speaking for myself, but I hope that each of you has people like them who will never let you doubt your abilities and who will always push you to the top unconditionally, because this is the end of EDHEC, but it's only the beginning of our real lives. So surround yourselves with the best people and especially be your own #1 fan. And I'd like to wish you all a wonderful life, and gracias to my family. Gracias totales.
J'avais terminé en parlant de sport.
Now, I'd finished by talking about sport to present Isabella. Our second award-winning student today is Hugo Sayard. He initially enrolled in the online stream because of his background as a top-level swimmer, very top-level, I should say, as he was a member of the French swimming team and won several titles. I had the huge pleasure of welcoming Hugo to our Lille campus when he decided to devote himself fully to his studies and to come back to face-to-face studies. He was a member of Buzz. He also helped to promote our program, not only in France, but also abroad. Like his fellow student, he had a remarkable path.
Chers EDHEC,
Dear EDHECs, dear family, first of all, I'd like to thank EDHEC and its teaching and administrative staff for awarding me this prize and for supporting me throughout a journey that has been as atypical as it's been rewarding, starting 5 years ago. I was asked to talk about my experience, but today I prefer to speak collectively and pay tribute to what we've experienced together, because beyond individual successes, it's unity that defines us today under the strong values that are those of EDHEC. It's this we that brings a close to a chapter of our lives, the BBA in EDHEC, a life rich in encounters, exchanges and travel, which has enabled us to grow not only as future professionals, but also as individuals. In fact, we've been sailing together the whole time, whether it's during exciting courses given by inspiring teachers, and when you have to admit you've been revising until 5 in the morning to prepare for fantastic business games or exams. Yes, dear parents, we weren't awake at 5 a.m. just for Rue Messina and Solferino, where we like to party. And that's for the people of Nice. Don't worry if you don't. This doesn't mean anything to you. We'll have an opportunity this evening to enable you to discover these fantastic Lille streets. It was also during association of sporting events that we got together, became involved, organized, and took advantage of the opportunity that EDHEC offered us with student life. I'm talking about the Noble Gala organized by LNE and EGC, the Crazy Cross Race, the Tropézienne for sailors, not forgetting the go-kart races organized by RTE, and many others which really filled our life here. So a round of applause to everyone who organized those events for us. We were able to meet new friends, some maybe a little more. People who I'm sure have become very close, with whom we've had and will continue to have extraordinary adventures. And it's these stories that we'll tell nostalgically to our children in a few years' time. And that's when we'll realize how lucky we were to have been at EDHEC. It's important to thank our family and friends, those who've been with us for a long time and who've supported us. So I'd like to say thank you, Mum and Dad, for the tens of thousands of euros you've invested and for your support. And I'd like to say, by the way, I'd like to go to Hong Kong in 3 months, so thank you, Mum and Dad. But now it's time for me to leave you. Don't forget to have fun, enjoy yourself, travel, dare new things, because as a respected scholar from Lille used to say, there's no harm in doing yourself some good.
Oui.
Okay.
C'est vous qu'on doit mettre en avant.
Merci. Merci à vous.
Alors, vos...
Now, your parents were not the only ones who supported you during your years at EDHEC. It was also the aim of your teachers and lecturers who were really keen to pass on their knowledge to you, as well as all of the administrative staff. Now, a number of them have made a point of being here with us today, so I'm therefore going to ask our professors, all of our lecturers, and all of the administrative staff to come and join us on the stage. Michael, are you there? Are you here with us? Now, Michael, I think that you'd like to say a few words to our former students.
Ça fonctionne?
So I hope everyone can hear me. So, dear graduates, thank you very much for making this ceremony so bright and full of energy. It really is wonderful to be able to spend this time with you, and I'm actually delighted to be here with you and to be able to share this important time in your life. I wanted to say that throughout your career, you'll bump into people. Lots of people will be there to help you. Lots of people will be there to enable you to transform your ambitions into concrete actions. And when you think about it, you have already met those people as soon as you were admitted to the International BBA a few years ago. Now, today I'm so proud to be able to talk about the devotion, the availability, but also the remarkable work that the members of faculty and all of the academic community here in EDHEC have actually put into practice, and their commitment to remain at the cutting edge of research and business has played an essential role in the way in which your programs have evolved. You have been able to count on a wide number of professors who, despite their expertise and their personalities that are quite distinct, as you will imagine, they share human values with all of us. And that's a precious asset, not only for our students, but also for our alumni, for the businesses who work with us, for our local communities, and also for all of those that we have been lucky enough to work with. And it's this combination, this unique combination, I think, which makes your school a place where it is great to learn, a place where it is great to fulfill yourselves, and a place that it's great to come back to. I hope that you will continue to meet people who are like your professors, people who share these noble intentions, these wonderful aspirations for your success. Allow me to conclude by congratulating all of the people who are here today for this graduation ceremony, full of energy, as I said earlier on. And I would like to specifically thank all of my colleagues here on the stage with me. Thank you very much.
Merci à tous.
Thank you very much to all of you for your commitment, and I would like to invite you to return to your seats. Founded in 1988, the EDHEC Giving Foundation plays an active role in the development of our school by providing financial support for our students and also high-impact projects. Now, to find out more about the foundation, here's a presentation with the video that follows.
Alors, la mission de la Fondation, c'est de soutenir le rayonnement et la stratégie de l'EDHEC en engageant les alumni, les parents et les entreprises sur des projets à impact. Chaque année, nous levons 4,5 millions d'euros avec une progression annuelle d'environ 30% au cours des dernières années. 60% de ces dons proviennent de diplômés. Alors bien sûr, l'égalité des chances est le cœur du réacteur de ces dons individuels avec le financement des bourses. Nous vivons une période où les inégalités sociales continuent de s'accroître. Il est impossible aujourd'hui que l'éducation soit un domaine réservé à certains, quelle que soit leur origine sociale ou leur capacité financière.
Je m'appelle Stéphanie Hubert. Je suis donatrice avec mon mari, Nicolas Hubert. Nous sommes tous les deux des anciens de l'EDHEC. Il est important pour moi de soutenir ces bourses pour qu'il y ait de la mixité sociale dans les écoles de commerce. Je retire 2 grandes satisfactions de cet engagement. La première, c'est de permettre à certains élèves d'accéder à leurs ambitions en leur permettant d'intégrer l'EDHEC. Et la deuxième, c'est qu'en leur permettant d'intégrer l'EDHEC, ils apportent leur expérience, leur vécu à leurs camarades et aux professeurs de l'EDHEC.
Cette bourse a été véritablement très importante pour moi, car sans cette bourse, je n'aurais pas pu rejoindre l'école de mes rêves, donc l'EDHEC Business School. Ça a été aussi quelque chose qui m'a beaucoup motivé quand j'étais en classe préparatoire, parce que je me devais d'avoir une école du top 5, justement pour pouvoir avoir une bourse et pouvoir suivre les études de mes rêves.
Cette bourse a avant tout évidemment été un gros soulagement financier. Ça m'a permis de profiter pleinement de l'expérience EDHEC sans avoir à me demander comment est-ce que j'allais réussir à financer chaque repas, chaque loyer. Elle m'a permis de choisir mes stages en fonction de ce qui me plaisait vraiment et pas seulement en fonction de comment est-ce que j'allais être payée. Ça m'a aussi permis de mettre toute l'énergie que j'aurais pu mettre dans un job étudiant quotidien au service de projets qui avaient du sens pour moi et qui m'ont permis de monter en compétences, de donner du sens à mon parcours.
Mes rêves et mes ambitions pour l'avenir sont assez simples. Moi, mes parents n'ont pas eu la chance de choisir le métier qu'ils ont exercé toute leur vie. Et moi, mon objectif, ça a véritablement été de pouvoir choisir le métier que je veux exercer. Et donc, j'aimerais beaucoup travailler en finance de marché et pourquoi pas sales ou trader.
Aujourd'hui, j'ai à cœur de trouver un travail qui me permettra de poursuivre ce parcours ancré dans des valeurs de solidarité et de partage, d'œuvrer toujours plus en faveur de la diversité et de l'inclusion, cette fois-ci dans le monde du travail et plus seulement dans le monde étudiant. À toutes les personnes qui ont participé à ces bourses dont j'ai pu bénéficier, je souhaite évidemment leur dire merci. Merci infiniment d'avoir fait confiance à la Fondation, d'avoir fait confiance aux étudiants, aux étudiantes qui ont bénéficié de ces bourses, qui ont pu davantage s'épanouir dans leur parcours EDHEC, s'accomplir au travers des expériences professionnelles, associatives notamment.
Devenir donateur, bien sûr, ça a un impact sur la vie des boursiers. Ça rend possible ce rêve de grande école pour des jeunes qui étaient loin de l'envisager. Ça rend aussi possible une vie d'étudiant, comme celle des copains finalement. S'inscrire à une association, sortir, se sentir comme les autres. Nous avons besoin de vous, de votre soutien pour qu'il change la donne. Et je ne peux que vous inviter aujourd'hui à vous inscrire dans cette belle aventure philanthropique ensemble. Tout don compte, même les plus petits.
Now, it's a tradition that our promotions should be associated with the presence of a guest of honour. And this year, we are delighted to welcome Capucine Pierrat, Vice President of Havas, former graduate of EDHEC International BBA.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be with you today and so impressed to see you all here in this room. I'm touched by this new mark of confidence from the school. It's very important for me to be here today because I'd like to be able to tell you, students, things that I would have liked to have been able to hear at your age that I wasn't aware of. So thank you very much, Emmanuel, for having given me the opportunity to share my story. Make an impact. As well as being an ambition, this EDHEC pledge is a great responsibility, and it's one that I feel obliged to fulfill as an alumni. And I'd like to thank Martin Barbier, who does so much for the EDHEC Alumni Association. Now, over the last 25 years of professional life, my impact has consisted of transforming companies into brands so that they can become unique, strong, and sustainable over time. And thanks to this mission, I've developed an expertise deciphering and anticipating the trajectories of society by observing the behavior of people, consumers, and citizens. At Havas, we're like a control tower. And thanks to the research that we've carried out, our observation of society combined with that of companies and the media gives us an extraordinary wealth of knowledge and therefore real power. And it's this power that we place at the service of the directors of major companies, advising them on the best strategic directions to take so that they can develop their organizations. But with great power comes great responsibility. My impact today is therefore to share with you what we as a consultancy business call insights, like keys, which I hope will help you to better understand the issues that you're going to face and to be able, therefore, to make your own judgments. To know that when you're faced with a situation, you're going to be able to take the best course of action for you. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Now, that's the first insight. Imagination is more important than knowledge. The first time I read this sentence, it was on the giant screen at the Stade de France. I was waiting for Beyoncé to take the stage. That comes from Albert Einstein. Now, what does that mean? Not that knowledge is useless. On the contrary, it's a starting point. But that knowledge is limited to what we already know and understand today. Imagination is much more powerful. It embraces the whole world and everything that we have yet to discover tomorrow. And in this world where artificial intelligence is making all knowledge accessible to everyone, where it's enabling automation, standardization, I think it's really time to develop and make full use of the often underestimated culture of imagination and creativity. Now, very often I hear, oh, I'm not creative, you're in advertising, you do it. But I can't even draw a dog. And there's this idea that creativity is linked to the arts, and I'm convinced that its source lies elsewhere. Freedom. For me, freedom has always been an integral part of my life. The freedom to act, the freedom to think, and a way of questioning the system when it's useful and when it's necessary. Never taking anything as a definitive truth, never accepting dogma or rigid structures, not for the sake of contradiction, but to bring meaning and value to the world. And this can be done through everyday gestures. I've been asked to give a 10-minute speech today, but mine's going to be limited to 7. Now, why? Because it's the average concentration time of a human brain. If you want to unleash your creativity, you have to dare to question norms, codes, and standards. Get into the habit of thinking outside the box, of taking a step to the side to change your perspective. Aim higher, see further, beyond convention and beyond what's practiced today. Now, how can you go about this? Now, this is my second insight. The philosopher Marie Bobert recently shared her experience. She was asked to give a talk at a company seminar, and the aim of this was to motivate employees to put their hearts into their work. And she explained to her interviewer her approach to philosophy. A moment away from the noise of the world, a space to reflect, to take hold of one's thoughts, to put forward hypotheses, to align oneself, and to return to action with a little bit more coherence, maybe, and no doubt a little bit more impetus. But she soon sensed that her interviewer was dubious, and she interrupted and said, well, to tell you the truth, I would have preferred someone from the GIGN, someone who could shake things up. And in response, Marie Robert said, I am vehemently opposed to the idea that in everyday life you have to shake people up. I'm convinced that you don't get anything constructive out of rushing, shouting, or getting into people's faces. And so I categorically reflect or reject the belief that you need to give people electric shocks to get them to react, to get them to move, to get them to be aware of things, whether it be in their professional life, in education, in parenting, or even in a therapeutic approach. We don't need to be shaken. We need to be listened to be trained, to be supported. We need to infuse. We need time to make our brains fit for creativity. We need collaboration, and we need security. And that's important when you think about this notion of impact, because In the business world, if we think of the reflex of violent revolutions and the well-known method of work hard, play hard, Marie Robert responds by praising gentleness in order to bring about the profound inner changes that are needed. And it took me time to be able to understand this, almost 40 years. And that's why today I'd like to take this opportunity to pay tribute to my sister, my big sister Magali, who's here, who has always been able to follow the route of gentleness and harmony around her with great discretion in our family, in her personal life, but in her professional life as well, as a talent manager and a human resource director for Boulanger, helping people and opening the company to equal opportunities and moving mountains, all of that slowly and quietly in a very humble manner. To develop your creativity in our society of immediacy and instant reaction, don't ignore the power of disconnection. That's my third insight. Over the next few years, I think that the pace is likely to pick up with responsibilities, performance, and productivity will be demanded of you. So you sometimes need to take time to slow down, sleep, read, do some sport, take a walk and observe nature, because it's vital for your brain and vital for developing your own inner life. Now, it might seem a bit obvious to you today, but tomorrow, when you're caught up in the whirlwind of life, I think it will become a real life discipline. Rather than being a pinball, obviously that's a boomer reference, when you're subjected to the flow of society, the over-solicitations of the outside world, the attractions of screens and video, social media, know how to drive your intention. Be discerning, because when it comes down to it, the next choices that you're going to have to make will have to answer this question: what do I want? What is going to lift me up? What is going to collectively enable us to grow? What does this world need? And differentiate between immediate pleasure and happiness, which requires reflection, decisions, commitment, discipline, and renunciation. So, like at the beginning of a yoga session, I suggest that you set yourselves an intention for your future. And I suggest that you each do this tomorrow morning. So take your diploma and write on the back of it what's really important for you. A cloud of keywords, a text based on your inspiration. Keep it, preciously reread it regularly, add to it over time. I hope that you will write your own inner world, a creative world nourished by your imagination, with precious moments of disconnection and reconnecting with nature and with each other. A world which is bigger, where you can gently spread two large wings, one of imagination and one of happiness. So now, close your eyes and let yourselves be taken away by the music of Cat Stevens and the fantastic words of Father and Son. Capucine, I'm going to keep you on the stage if you don't mind. Come back. I didn't have time. I'd like to keep you here for the next trophy. Thank you very much. And I'd like to also call upon Jean-Christophe Meffredi and Bernard Clousy to join me on the stage again. And Laurent Sampérini, who is in charge of the program at the campus in Nice. And Valentine Alla, who is in charge of the program at the campus here in Lille. They're the program management assistants. And so we will be giving the prizes for the heads of the program.
Nous allons d'abord...
So, first of all, we're going to begin with the business management track for the Lille campus. And I'd like to call upon Professor Isabelle Marie, Director of the Faculty of Strategy, Entrepreneurship and Operations, and Thomas Cherblanc, Major of the Entrepreneurship Horizon on the Lille campus.
Félicitations.
Congratulations. I'd like to call upon Professor Patrick Longuet, and for Hospitality and Event Management, Anita Zani.
Pour le campus de Lille maintenant.
For the Lille campus, I would like to call upon Professor Gilles Collet, Deputy Director of the Faculty of Law, and the Accounting and Audit and Financial Management Major, Victor Cécile.
Allez avec eux.
I'd like to call upon Professor Loïc Monvel and the valedictorian in e-commerce and digital business specialization, Clara Sec.
Allez là-bas. J'appelle pour ma part.
I would like to call upon Professor Martin Shaw, Deputy Director of the Faculty of Marketing, and Nada Zouer, valedictorian in the Retail Management specialty.
Martin.
I invite Professor Elie Salamé and the valedictorian for the IBT for the Lille campus, Alec Fedou, to join us on stage, please.
Élie, je te garde. J'invite donc le professeur.
I would like to invite Professor Elie Salamé to stay on stage and call Anastasia Orenko, valedictorian of the IBT for the Lille campus, to join us on stage.
Anastasia, are you here? Yeah.
I'd like to call Marie-Catherine Mars and Liza Parodi, valedictorian for the Media and 360 Communication Strategy specialization. for the apprenticeship program, Retail Management and E-Business, I call upon Professor Sabine Rouault and the valedictorian of this program, Yasmine Laroussi.
Rapprochez-vous de moi, Yasmine.
J'invite la professeure.
I'd like to call Professor Pascal Tadei and the valedictorian from the Audit and Financial Management specialization at the Nice campus, Lara Demirel.
J'appelle maintenant le professeur Frédéric.
I'd like to call upon Professor Frédéric Herbin to join us in presenting the trophy to Yann Léobertou for the regular track apprenticeship.
I
call upon Professor David Dalmasso and the valedictorian of the Corporate Finance and Financial Market specialization, Margot Decobec.
À présent à...
I'd now like to turn to the Marketing Intelligence and Innovation Horizon and call upon Professor Étienne Denis and Valentine Sens, valedictorian for this horizon.
Valentine.
I call upon Professor Marie-Catherine Mars and the valedictorian for the luxury specialization, Loana Studer. I would like to invite Fabrice Guez to come up on stage. and present the Corporate and Investment Banking Horizon Award to Aurore Clevenot.
Ravi de vous revoir, Aurore. Je suis avec vous. Pardon.
J'appelle
I would like to call upon Alexandra Saunders and Nathalie Chaillet to join us in honoring the top graduates from our various courses. Alexandra Jean-Christophe, I think it would be useful maybe to clarify what a valedictorian is. Now, that's not for the fourth and last year of this studies. It concerns the entire course for all of the 4 years. So for the business management course here in Nice, in Nice, the valedictorian is already on the stage. Congratulations, Margot Descobec.
Pardon.
Et de 2.
Le bleu va bien au rouge.
Félicitations.
Alors pour ma part, je vais appeler quelqu'un qui n'est pas sur scène.
I'd like to call upon somebody who's not up on the stage. The valedictorian for the Business Management Programme in Lille 2024 is Guylaine Verbruge.
Attendez, d'abord toutes mes félicitations. Pardon. Hop là, ça va? Je vous laisse. Merci à vous. Merci.
And finally, the global business track, I would like to invite the valedictorian, Gabriel Schumann, to come on stage. I can get that over. Congratulations.
Nous allons donc faire une photo tout.
So we're now going to take a photo all together with our valedictorians. So if you'd like to stand in the center with your professors, and we'll stand around you.
D'abord nos majors.
Non, mais tu vois.
Oui, je suis désolé. Non, mais ça va derrière Marie-Catherine Noir.
J'ai entendu Bernard. Merci à vous.
Un grand merci à tous.
Thank you to everyone. Being part of EDHEC alumni also means joining traditions, sharing aspirations and commitments, and embracing values. These are all summarized in a key document, the Pledge of Loyalty, which is the symbol of your degree and the fundamental values that your school wants you to retain and embody. I invite
to join me on stage and read the Pledge of Loyalty on behalf of all students.
Thank you, Alicia. As a proud EDHEC graduate, I pledge that I will develop and use my knowledge and skills to make a positive, real impact on society. I will apply my curiosity, my capacity for boldness, and my entrepreneurial spirit to innovate and change practices for the better. I will seek to inspire others by acting with integrity and in a responsible and ethical manner. I will use my EDHEC experience to promote new ways of living and working together in a climate of caring and trust, and which respect equality and inclusiveness. As an EDHEC graduate, I will apply the school's values of engagement, open-mindedness, and creativity to make the world around me a better place and to serve future generations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olivia.
And now, so that we can give the program directors time to join me on stage, but also to welcome our students for each of the courses, let's watch a new video of our school. We are now going to take it in turns for each of the specializations, and we're going to start with global business. I'd like to call upon all of the students for this course to join me.
Global business track students, please, to join me. Thank you, guys. This way.
Now, it's the third component of EDHEC International BBA. The EDHEC Online is reserved for all students who are unable to follow a face-to-face course on the campus. Now, for a lot of students, they're top-level sports people who have a dual project. And Emmanuel Mété said earlier on that we had 16 students who went to the Olympic Games in Paris. Among us today, we have someone who was at the Olympic Games as part of the volleyball team. I think you'll recognize him. We also have two vice champions, world champions, for swimming, hockey and handball, without forgetting an actress and model. So thank you very much. Please welcome these students for the BBA Online.
Ah non, non, pas là-bas. Bernard. Tu m'accueilles pour mon passé d'ancien sportif.
Ouais.
Merci à vous.
On se voit tout à l'heure. Merci.
Alors, j'appelle...
Now I'd like to call upon Professor Isabelle Marie to join us, and for the students for the entrepreneurship specialization.
Venez, n'hésitez pas à monter sur scène.
So don't hesitate to come up onto the stage, everyone.
c'est normal. Ouais. Ouais. Merci à tous.
J'appelle le professeur Patrick.
Now, Professor Longuet, Patrick, if you'd like to come and welcome all of the students who have taken part in the hospitality management course.
Bernard, c'est des espions.
Oh là.
J'appelle.
Now I'd like to call upon Professor Chilcolé to join me again so that we can welcome all of the students from the Audit and Financial Management specialization for the Lille campus.
Ouais. Ouais. Merci. Merci à tous. Pardon. Perdez pas votre toge. Vous allez en avoir besoin encore.
J'appelle le professeur
Professor Loïc Monviel, if you would like to come and welcome all of the students from the e-commerce and digital business specialization.
Nous restons dans la sphère.
So let's stay in marketing. I'd like to call upon Professor Martin Schur, if he'd like to come up on stage, and all of the students from the retail management specialty.
Merci à tous.
J'appelle le professeur.
I'd like to call upon Professor Elie Salomé to welcome the students from the International Business track for the campus of Nice.
Faut que tu ailles devant, Bernard. Tu n'as pas de choix maintenant. Elie, je te garde.
So Elie, stay with me.
Du coup, on va les appeler.
So once the catwalk's free, let's call upon our students for the IBT and the double diploma from Telfer. If you'd like to come and join us.
Merci à tous.
J'appelle.
Now I'd like to call upon Professor Marie-Catherine Mars to welcome the students from the Communication Strategy Programme.
Le marketing succédera une nouvelle fois au marketing. J'appelle
Professor Sabine Roro, if she'd like to join us on the stage, followed by all of the students from the apprenticeship, retail management and e-business speciality.
Merci à tous.
Thank you very much to you all.
Bien vous.
J'appelle la...
Now I'd like to call upon Pascal Teddy so that he can welcome the students from the Audit and Financial Management specialty in Nice. call upon Professor Frédéric Berbin. And they showed that they were here earlier on. We really heard them. All of the students from the apprenticeship speciality, regular track.
J'appelle le
Professor David Dalmasso to welcome the students from the Corporate Finance and Financial Market Speciality.
Départ, vous allez en avoir besoin dans quelques minutes.
J'appelle à nouveau le...
Call upon Professor Etienne Denis. And I can hear them from the back, all of the students for the Marketing Intelligence and Innovation speciality.
J'appelle de nouveau.
I'd like to call upon Professor Marie-Catherine Mars to welcome this time the students from the luxury specialty.
Hervé, il va falloir que tu prennes de l'aisance.
Hervé, now you're going to have to take a deep breath because we've got a really big group, bigger than usual. Now I'd like to call upon the person who accompanied them and supported them this year, Fabrice Guez, if you'd like to come and join me. And I'd like to call upon the entire group of students from the corporate and investment banking specialization.
Merci à tous. Perdez pas vos tocs, elles vous seront utiles dans quelques instants. Enfin, allez-y.
On va le dire là.
On vous demande s'il vous plaît de retourner à vos places.
So if you could all take your seats again. Don't worry, you'll have the catwalk to yourselves again in a few minutes. So if you could all go back to your seats, please, because we still have another presentation to go and another part of the event to come. So we'll leave you as much time as you need later on for photos. So if you could take your seats, everyone, please, because we've come to a very important time. So Alicia, Alexandra. So before we move on, it's very important that everyone should go back to their seat. I'd just like to take this opportunity to ask people to give in their headsets as they leave the room at the end. As you leave the marquee at the end, could you please hand in your headsets? Thank you very much. So please go back to your seats for the time being, just so that we can move on to the next part of the ceremony. Thank you.
Tu es pas mal sur une jambe, Bernard.
Vas-y.
Prêt.
Bien sûr.
Ah non.
Il est important sur...
So it's important, especially for our students here, to please go back to their seats so that everyone is seated where they should be. I'm not going to reveal what's to come, but there's a very symbolic moment to come, but everybody has got to be seated. So if you could all go back to your seats, please.
Bien, nous arrivons.
So we're coming to the end of this ceremony. Thank you to all of the professors and members of the administrative teams who made a point of being here with us so that they could be with us with this very emotional ceremony and to be with you, parents. We were delighted to be with you today for this celebration. Again, we would like to congratulate our former students and thank their parents as well for having entrusted them to us. And we look forward to seeing you again in just a few minutes' time. Now, I think that you've understood, and EDHEC Celebration wouldn't be complete without its traditional tassel ceremony, which officially marks the end of your studies with us. So wait.
An EDHEC celebration wouldn't be the same without the traditional throwing of the caps. So, without further ado.
Et pour vous guider dans ce passage, j'ai inventé...
To guide you, and before we go to our cocktail, I'd like to ask Martin Barbier to join us on the stage, who's the director of EDHEC Alumni.
Vous êtes chaud?
So, is everybody hot? Now, I have the honor of closing this ceremony. But rather than closing it, I'd like to look towards your future. Your imminent future as EDHEC forever. Now, even if a lot of you are going to continue your studies, sometimes in other places other than EDHEC, all of you here will always be EDHEC graduates. Now, I'd just like to invite you to explore the pillars of the EDHEC alumni. There are 3 of them: share, care, and dare. Share. Because together we go further. So it's neither Schopenhauer or Diderot or Einstein. It's a big philosopher who said that. So join the clubs with alumni, and if one doesn't exist where you are in the world, then create it yourself. Because after share, we have care. Care, sharing, giving, enriching yourself thanks to others. Don't hesitate to contribute during your life as an alumni to enjoy the wealth that's available in our community. And we've seen from the Student Engagement Awards and what you said that it was already something that had started. And if people were, almost driven to tears, imitate them, commit to a community in the future, and care. So share, care, and dare. Be ambitious. Be ambitious for yourselves, for others, and for the planet. Make sure that pride and humility go together, and carry the colors of EDHEC high in the air as you move forward. With these 3 pillars, share, care, and dare, I hope from the bottom of my heart that you will remain EDHEC forever. Now, the real closing point concerns our mortarboard and tassel ceremony. So, Capucine, if you'd like to come and we can celebrate this together. Now, Capucine, let's make sure that they're ready. They are hot, but are they ready? Now, I loved it when you were stamping your feet. That was fantastic. So, show us how hot you are.
Moi, je les trouve pas.
I don't think they're hot enough.
Mieux faire. Bon.
Okay, we've heard your feet. Now let's hear your voices. Are you ready? Again, are you ready? Okay, let's get started. So, 3 steps in this ritual, and these 3 steps have got to be followed scrupulously to the letter. So, 1, we've got to be solemn. 2nd, we've got to be joyful. So, let's start with the first one. So, can all of the students stand? Future graduates, if you'd like to stand. Now make sure that each of you has placed your tassel to the right on your mortarboard. So make sure, check your neighbors, you never know. So your tassel should be to the right. Second step. Now, I'm going to ask you to be quiet. This is the most solemn point. This is the point that's going to prove that you are graduates. This is where it all happens. So slowly, can you place your tassel on the left? So from now, pass your tassel from right to left. Congratulations. And now, after that solemn moment, we're going to ask you, with all of your parents, professors, the EDHEC Academy, and the 700 people who are online at the moment, let's start a countdown. So if I can see it, there are 2,300 people here, so that's 3,000 in total, so it's going to be a lot of noise. So let's count down from 5 to 1, and at 0, that's when you're going to throw your mortarboards in the air. So, are we ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And Capucine, are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Please don't forget to bring your headsets to the exit, please, and place them where you took them as you came in. So as you go out, please give your headsets in to David, who'll be waiting for you at the exit. Thank you very much.